Welcome to Mindful Movement for your thoracic spine. So that's your mid-back. Today you need a mat, something to get down on the floor on. A beverage with electrolyte would be a bonus. A small band. It does not have to be a loop, just small, or you can use 2 to 3 pound weights. And a foam roll. If you don't have a foam roll, you can use a plate on a carpet or a sock on hardwood floor. You just need something that will slide. Furniture sliders also work pretty well. Thoracic spine is an area that people just forget about. I personally hate working it because it's my weakest point, but it is so helpful every time that I do it. So we're going to mobilize your mid-back, strengthen it, and by doing so, I expect it to help with your neck and your low back. It's all connected. We've got to get some stability in our mid-back. Otherwise, it just seizes up sometimes, especially in my case, to try to create some stability. If we can get it moving, it's going to help your whole spine move so much better, and it's also going to help your shoulders because thoracic spine is a huge part of shoulder range of motion, specifically at the top of the range. Grab your equipment and let's get started. We're going to start on your hands and knees. If you're not comfy on your knees, try doing some cushion, or you can do it seated because we're really just focusing on what's happening in the mid-back. So you're going to let your mid-back fall, and then you're going to press away, press through your hands, create an arch, and we're going to go back and forth. So for this cat camel or cat cow, whatever animal you want it to be, you can kind of do a low back or a pelvic bias, or you can do a mid-back bias. We're focusing on that mid-back today. So even though your low back is still moving, focus a little bit more on what's happening in your mid-back. And we're just mobilizing. You can even do a little left and right just with the mid-back. So we're actually moving in our mid-back, not our pelvis. Pelvis is kind of staying still for this one. Up and down, left and right. Find your restricted areas. And just spend a little more time there. Neck isn't moving, it's just staying fused to the spine. Okay, we're going to do up, around, push away. Breathe in, let yourself come all the way down. Push away. Keep your breath. We're pulling the low back into it a little more now. This time let's do hips to the left, head to the left. We're stretching out the whole right side body. And switch. Hips to the right, head to the right. Stretch out the whole left side. You may not feel a stretch, that's okay. Or you might. We're not forcing through any range of motion. Once you get to what you think might be your end, we're breathing. And stop right before you actually think you're at your end. Maybe 75% today. All right. We're going to come down into a child's pose. So wide knees, hips back, arms forward. Take a couple deep breaths here. I'm just going to support my head with one hand. We're going to have one arm up and we're going to lift. So if your shoulder is really restricted, this is going to be a difficult movement. The top part of shoulder flexion is actually your thoracic spine. It does more of the work. So we're really trying to get that thoracic spine, that mid-back, to lift the shoulder up. So focus on that. And if you don't get high, that's okay. If that's too hard. feel that one. That sort of here this way, so when your arm comes up, you've got like a band pulling that way and up. If it's hard for you to get down, then seated, you can just do this. If you are able to do it, whether it's on hands and knees or child's pose helps lock out the low back so we can get more work into the mid back. So it may be harder, but it actually may be more beneficial to do it in child's pose if your body can get in that position. We're going to go back to child's pose. Tuck the elbows under. We've done this one multiple times. You should be so good at it now. I still hate this exercise, but it's like the number one thing that I need. Hand on your head, lead with the mid back. Breathe up the top to mobilize. Come back down. You've got 5 on each side. And this is one of those times where we're breathing through the rib cage, not your diaphragm. If it's too tender, then you could breathe down into the pelvis. And again, don't go too far. If you go too far, your shoulder's probably doing the work or your low back. And we're trying to target the mid back. You got 5 on the other side. One side's usually a little bit more limited than the other. And that's okay. One more. All right, little break. Come down to child's pose if you need to. All right. We're going to do another set, but for those that are doing it in a chair or seated, I want you to put something between your knees, squeeze your knees together, and then you can rotate. We just want to take the low back out of it. Otherwise, it's going to look about the same. Okay, let's do another set of 5 on each side. So lock low back out. Hand is on your head just for a guide. We're not leading with the elbow, even if it looks like it. Lead with the mid back. And then 5 on the other side. All right. Let's give our knees a little break. I'm going to grab a sip of water. Electrolytes. Oop. Okay. You can do this standing or seated. I just feel like sitting today. You want to anchor down your band, whether you stand on it, wrap it around your leg. And I'm going to twist it because my band is just too long. There you go. So we want it to be like a diagonal, so somehow anchored to the left leg, holding it in your right hand. If you're standing, it'll be easy. You just sit on it. We're going to come here, thumb up, come up to shoulder height. Every time I do this one, I feel a wonderful release in the left side of like my neck. This one is definitely my problem area. 4. Continue breathing, and we're doing 10. Only to shoulder height. And 10, take a break. We're going to do another set. We're going to add a little neck movement. If you're comfortable with it, only do it if it feels good. And we're doing like 25% of your range of motion for this one. So you're going to come up, turn your head to the left. I couldn't remember which direction I was going. We're doing the left. So my range, I can go pretty far. I'm going like to my knee if I'm sitting cross-legged. Take some coordination, okay? Little break, and then we're gonna do it with your head going to the right. You're just basically turning to look at the band. That's it. And it really needs to be a light resistance. I don't want any shrugging. And take a break. There's a chicken going crazy in my yard. We don't actually own chickens. There's just chickens that run around and sleep in trees, and it's really cute. I love it because it feels like we have chickens. We're switching sides, by the way. I don't know what's going on with these chickens. I'm really struggling here. Okay. Haha. Okay. Once you've established an anchor. I don't know how I did this on the other side. That'll work. Okay. We got 10. Take a break. Ten. Head very, very gently to the right, just to line up with the other knee. Little break. And then one more set of 10. Head looking to the left, just like very small motion. Take a break. All right, lay your band over your hands. Palms up. We're going to pull apart gently. Elbows stay in. Gentle squeeze at the mid back. We're doing 12 if you've got it in you today. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Little break. And then we got 12 more. Nine, 10, 11. You know, these numbers are a goal. You don't have to meet them. Focus more on your form, and then if you start to lose form, please don't continue. Okay. Next one, you're going to take your band, just wrap around your back, mid-back. Arms come forward. Shoulder blades come forward. Shoulder blades come back. Elbows stay straight. We're just kind of like punching, but both at the same time. We're not shrugging. It's not a huge movement. We're doing 12. It's going to work these muscles kind of in here. These muscles help to hold the shoulder blade down. So if your shoulder blade is like, you look like you have wings, then this is a good one to work. Really for anyone with shoulder pain. Another set of 12. Okay. We've got one more exercise. So I'm going to take a drink of water. This one's a little bit more technical. This is mindful movement, so we're going to be really mindful, aren't we? If you've ever heard of thread the needle, I'm just going to demonstrate here where you reach this arm under. Most of my hypermobile pals are going to overly reach with your shoulder and then have shoulder pain the next day. If you're doing this correctly, you should not have shoulder pain. If you do it, and please stop. This is where we lead with the mid-back. The shoulder follows. We're not reaching with the shoulder. We're rotating with the mid-back, and the shoulder happens to be going under. Same concept with this one, right? We're not reaching with the elbow. We're reaching with the mid-back, and the elbow is following. So here, not with the shoulder. We're going with your mid-back. So this is where the foam roller can be helpful in you getting that mobility. You can have one arm up here, one here, and then let it slide. Move your mid-back. Breathe in and out. And roll back. Or you can use a furniture slider, whatever you want to use. Mid-back. Not hurt your shoulder. It does feel good if you do it right. We're not forcing it. We're finding those limited points and breathing. All right, 5 on each side. When you're ready, we're going to switch. All right. It's going uphill for me. Less is more right now. Don't force the range of motion. And take a break. Just for a little bonus. Toes under, shoulder blades rotated, elbows unlocked, and come up. 10, 9, unlock your elbows. 7, push your heels back. Let's count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly sit up. Thank you for joining. Today was hard for me, but we did it. We showed up. Thank you for joining. Comment your favorite exercise, and I will see you tomorrow.